All right, welcome back. Another episode of Grounded Pound. It's just me and Hunter today. Hunter, how are you doing today?
I'm good. We were without our man Sam today.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at. You just didn't respond to the text, so he might be sleeping. Works a night job, so who knows?
We're leaving Sam in the dust tonight.
Yeah. So I mean, let's start recapping last week. Another fight that could be fight of the year. Max and Yair went at it.
We've been absolutely spoiled the last 3 weeks. Like absolutely spoiled with main events.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's really going to end this week. I mean, I'm not saying the main event would be the fight of the year, but I mean, we got some real good fights going on this weekend before we kind of take a little break before the holidays.
The nice thing about the last 3 weeks, it's been free cards, even I believe, except for the Usman one, right?
Yeah. So UFC 267 was free. Then there was the pay-per-view, and now it was that last fight.
Yeah, just 3 main events, and all went 5 rounds, I believe, except for was it Volk? No, they all went 5 rounds.
The main event and for Blachowicz and Glover.
Blachowicz won it, yeah, right. But anyways, we're gonna absolutely spoiled for 25 minutes. Recap real quick. What did you think of the Holloway Yair fight?
Yair's stock didn't go down at all. Holloway deserves every fight that he's gonna get. And I mean, it's probably gonna be now the Volkanovski Holloway 3, even though he is 2-0. But it looks like we're bound for another big Max Holloway fight. Could be Conor, but I mean, it seems like Dana's kind of shutting that one down.
Yeah, I was upset about that. Conor was, I don't know if you guys saw the video, he was pacing back and forth, facing off with Holloway on TV. Conor looks like he's in really good shape too, by the way, guys. But Dana kind of dismissed it at the press conference afterwards. That kind of sucked.
He kind of looks like a drug addict, though, the way he's doing this.
Yeah. I think it's a fight that Holloway wants and Conor wants, the UFC could really promote. So I don't know why they would not make sense.
I agree. I mean, any Max Holloway fight, he might not be the name that first comes to mind, but he's a big fan favorite. He can sell out arenas.
It's Conor. Anyone Conor fights.
But Conor, Max Holloway, I think there's not going to be a single person that doesn't want to see that fight because you're talking about two of the best boxers in the UFC.
Absolutely, without doubt. And it's a rematch. We get to see if Max has improved from the first outing with them, which he has a lot. They're both new fighters. So
yeah, and I saw a post the other day on Facebook where it was asking who's the best boxers in the UFC. And it had a bunch of guys, like just pictures of them. And one of the pictures was Conor. And you had a bunch of fans just saying, like, how do you even put Conor in this category? Blah, blah, blah. He lost to Poirier twice. Do people
those are all
10 rounds with Mayweather?
Yeah, they're all casuals saying that because Conor has outboxed every single person he's fought besides even the second Dustin fight. He was outboxing him the whole first round. He won 10-9 on all judges' scorecards that first round, and then the leg kicks got to him, right? Maybe you can say Nate Diaz was toe-and-toe with him boxing, but Conor's outboxed everybody he's fought. So he is clearly a top 3 boxer in the UFC.
And fight 3 is going to become a no contest in a couple of years. I mean, it never happens right away. And actually, we're going to get joined by Sam right away. He looks like he's in. He just looked. He's loading up here.
Let's go.
While he's loading in here, other fights from that fight night that kind of caught your guys' eye. Sam, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Nothing much. Sorry, just got the message.
All good.
Sam, what'd you think about the Max Holloway fight? Were you able to watch it?
A little bit of it. Let me just kind of look at. I'm just pulling up the fight or the results from last one.
Also, is this going to be a new tradition where these fighters are going to be jumping into the ambulance with each other and kind of saying like, what's up and taking pictures together? Did anyone else see that picture?
No.
Yeah, actually, I saw it. A wrestling coach I knew growing up, Izzy Martinez, is Max Holloway's wrestling coach, and he was right there asking for those two to get a picture together. I thought it was cool. I saw Max Holloway's post. I love it. I love when they get the mutual respect.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be times where it's gonna be a lot, but I mean, I'm just hoping that this is like a not common thing because it is cool when it happens. But if it's every week, it's kind of like the Joe Rogan reactions where they're jumping back. Oh, look at this big knockout. It's not that great every time.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
For,
from this card at least, I guess the guy that stood out to me was Alvarez versus Moises. Alvarez just destroyed him.
and if you guys heard me, I was excited to watch Moises.
I
Alvarez
know.
looked good, but I also did get the Max Holloway by decision, right? So,
is there anyone that shocked you? Maybe he's an Asian guy. He was opening up the main card with how well he performed. By the way,
yeah. What's his name again?
Song Yadong.
Song Yadong.
Yeah. No, I was excited for him. He's good, man. He's explosive.
I was all over that. And I mean, I even put it on the Instagram, was on the story saying just lock of the day, like just take Song. I think it was minus 144. That was the easiest money on the card.
I think we need to start realizing that Courtney Casey is probably going to win by decision most of her fights. She's like the blonde fighter, Caitlin Chukagian. I think Casey by decision, if you put $50 on that every time she fights, you'll probably profit throughout her career. So,
another high end performer, Chaos Williams, came out. Destroyed by Asa.
Yeah, Chaos Williams is a dog. He's got firepower on him too, and he's one of those guys. He says he's gonna be a champ. You know, he's a Kevin Holland type of personality almost.
Yeah, he's hilarious on Facebook. He's in some like these random groups that I'm in, and like he's just posting pictures of like him and like all these like, I mean, I'm not gonna say ghetto, but kind of ghetto chicks just dancing, twerking, and they're always wearing his merch. I'm like, well, you know, there's one way to advertise yourself, and
exactly that's the
you kind of nailed that on the head, like Kevin Holland-esque.
Yep. That's what Covington does. You just got to surround yourself with some divine females.
Also, someone that I'm confused by, how did anyone let Felicia Spencer fight Amanda Nunez at one point?
I think it's getting comical. Yeah. The matchmaking there.
Like, I was watching that fight and I was like, this person we let fight. Obviously, like that fight that she was in was even, and she ended up getting the win, but we let her fight Amanda Nunez at one point. Like, we need new competition out there.
I think it shows the level of how amazing Amanda Nunez, Valentina Shevchenko are. They're just so much better than everybody. It makes it you seem like there's no point for them to fight anyone else.
Yeah, and I did say that I didn't want to cover Bellator right before this, but I did just think of this now. I think we're getting Kayla Harrison into Bellator. I don't think she's coming to the UFC.
Are you thinking of a Cyborg fight with her?
It's sounding more and more like it. She was at the event last week. She was there with Paige Van Zant and Austin. Well, I can't think of his last name. Vanderford.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's clearly invested. Cyborg wants it. She wants that fight. The only issue, I mean, if she were to go to the UFC, it's Amanda Nunez, and then we're back in the same situation. And they're training partners, so she'd probably have to leave ATT if she wanted that.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, I don't know if she can make 45. She fights at 55.
Yeah, I mean, she'd have to drop weight. It makes more sense for her to go to Bellator. I think the competition there is going to be a little bit more, maybe not quality, but a lot more volume. I think there's going to be more competitors. So I do think that that's going to be the big news. Kayla Harrison is going to be the big name that Bellator finally gets.
Yeah. Banking off that for Bellator, the one fight I do want to talk about is Aaron Pico. He's starting to find his own in Bellator, and I think we're going to see soon. He's going to have a really good chance to beat AJ McKee. And I think Aaron Pico is going to take over the sport. Like as predicted when he was 18 and he came out into Bellator, like he took a couple, lumps in the first couple of fights, but he's been on a tear since 2019, and I don't see many people beating him.
And congratulations, Valerie Lareta. Just congratulations.
Oh yeah, there you go, Val.
You did a really good job out there.
That
and
fight
your post-fight antics were even better.
Yeah, I love the celebration, honestly. Like, I rewatched the fight here and there, but I mostly rewatched the celebration.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
definitely.
shout out Valerie Laredo.
I mean, I guess the only news that we kind of talked about, Jackson Wink, tough time to be over there.
Yeah. Real rough, which is funny because we just mentioned Aaron Pico. He's over there, but it is very tough time to Jackson Wink.
But your three main attractions there. You have one that left. Well, actually, one was kicked out. You have one that hasn't fought, and everyone's getting on her case. And the other one fights, but isn't doing too well anymore. And now they just make TikTok videos of being island boys and random dancing hotel videos. I don't really know what's going on over
Yeah,
there.
Jackson Wink had Holly Holm, who had the biggest upset of all time in MMA history. I don't care what you say. She became a global star. You had John Jones, power pound #1. Michelle Waterson was starting to take off, almost had a title shot. You had Condit, all these guys, and then now there's nobody really in Jackson Wink that's making a huge name for themselves.
It's sad. I mean, it's still a great gym, but I just don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
All right. And then going into this weekend, there's a lot of fights that we could talk about on this card. Like we said, it's a lot of volume. It's a lot of quality fights. It's not going to be your star power that we've seen the last couple of weeks, even though you could probably make the case for Chiesa and or Miesha Tate. Prelims, early main card, anything that you guys wanted to talk about right away?
Just Terrence McKinney. I think I mentioned it before. I love watching Terrence McKinney fight. I think he's getting better and better, and I've been following him. I forgot what organization he was before, but
was he with one bangs. Or LFA?
LFA, I believe. Yeah. But he's just fun to watch. He's got a lot of star power and quality in him. So on the prelims, I'm excited to watch him scrap.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who's going to win between Pat Sabatini and Tucker Lutz, but I think that's going to be a dog fight. I do think it's going to be must watch. I think that it could go either way. I wouldn't put money on either of them. I wouldn't even put money on how many rounds. I think it's just going to be an entertaining fight. If you want to sit down and actually enjoy the sport, that's going to be the fight that you want to watch on this card.
I feel like every Sabatini fight is a scrap.
Exactly.
He brings the best out of his opponents, and Pat Sabatini's a dog. So.
And then early main card, Davey Grant, Adrian Yanez. Adrian Yanez, last time we saw him, came up, I believe it was an upset victory over Randy Costa. At least in my mind it was. I don't know what Vegas had it at, but Adrian Yanez has some power in those hands. Yeah,
he's so crisp with his boxing. I think he knocked him out with a short left too. It was like just a quick little check hook almost, I believe, or something.
Yeah, the fight wasn't long if I remember. I think it was like the first 2 minutes of the fight.
Yeah, he's the old school, just crisp boxing. Really fun to watch, and he's powerful for that weight. You don't get a lot of those at 35. I believe he's 35, right? That's bantamweight.
Yeah. Sam, any fight that you wanted to kind of highlight before we go into the main event, co-main?
Not really. I mean, I'm kind of new to UFC, so or MMA, so I don't really know much of the names on the card.
So
except Miesha Tate. You know Miesha, right?
Yeah, I know Miesha, of course.
Going into the co-main, Michael Chiesa and Sean Brady. Sean Brady's undefeated in his professional career. However, as I wrote it in our article that I released today, the opponents that he's faced are not to the quality that Michael Chiesa's opponents have been. Chiesa is, I believe, 18-5. Now, this is definitely his biggest test. How do you guys kind of see this fight kind of heading?
So, yeah, this fight's interesting. I think Sean Brady's he's an up-and-comer. He's going to take over the sport one day, but I don't know, like, Chiesa still has a lot in the tank, and after his last fight, I know he's about to put a performance on. So I think this is one of those fights that Brady has a chance to become a better fighter than Chiesa is, but I think in this moment right now, Michael Chiesa is going to be able to beat Brady, hand him his first loss, and I think Brady's going to become so good after this fight, but I don't think right now in his career he can beat Michael Chiesa, and I think he's going to, once he gets Chiesa's been there with everybody. You know what I mean? And Brady has been tested. I think once he gets tested a little bit by a guy as good as Michael Chiesa is, people need to realize if he would have won his last fight, there's a chance. If he would have beat Luque, there was a chance he is the next guy in line for the title. So Sean Brady's not there yet, but I think he's going to get there eventually.
Sam, any thoughts on this fight?
I mean, at least from the stats wise on ESPN, it looks like Chiesa is definitely going to try and get him to the ground, which, same with Brady. So I feel like this is going to be a little bit who can get the other one faster to the ground and can dominate from there.
I do think that this is going to be the first bump in the mountain for Sean Brady. This is going to be the first sign of adversity. I think he's going to have to overcome this. I do think he's going to lose to Chiesa. I do think this fight's going to get dragged on. I think exactly it's going to get to the ground. Chiesa is going to be able to control this, and not saying Sean Brady's not going to be able to handle it, but Chiesa is just so good at what he does. I do have Chiesa coming out on top.
What's the line on this?
ESPN has
Chiesa was
Brady is a minus 160 favorite and Chiesa is plus 135.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
So I would just go Chiesa straight up. Just give it that one bet. I thought that those lines were weird too.
I like it. Gamble responsibly this weekend, guys, but lock in that Chiesa pick.
And if you want to sprinkle a little bit of extra just to kind of get the money going, just put it with Adrian Yanez and McKinney. And if you want to parlay those three just all to win, I think you're going to win some money.
McKinney's also plus 100 dog.
McKinney?
Yeah, it's at least on ESPN they have it pretty much as a pick 'em, but it's McKinney plus 100, Ziam minus 120.
Yeah, honestly,
Wow.
What I would do is I would straight bet each of those a certain value and then throw a parlay in just in case as well. If you win 2 out of 3, you'll make your money back and profit. So also Miesha Tate, you can throw in that parlay too, because I think Cupcake's back 2.0. She's looking good. She got to finish her first fight back. Not many people get to finish their first fight back. No type of ring rust. She seems hungry. She seems mean. She's looking great still.
I don't think there's really anything we are going to say about Ketlen Vieira that's going to be good for her. I also have Miesha Tate winning this fight. Right before this, we were talking about she's probably going to need a top 5 fighter, and then she'll get a title shot as soon as she wins this fight. Could it be Holly Holm out of Jackson Wink? That could be a possibility. It'd be a rematch. Obviously, Pena is fighting for the belt now, so it's probably not going to be her.
People need to realize Miesha Tate had the belt, lost a fight, and then retired. She didn't lose 4 or 5 in a row. She was the champ. She went out. She became a mom. She did her thing. And then she came back and dominated. So she's not she was in the end of her career. She just wanted to take time off, and now she's hungry. She's in the best spot she could be. And I think this Vieira's tough, but I think Vieira's gonna start piecing her up early. And I think as the fight goes on, Miesha's just gonna win the clinch like she always does in most of her fights. Get her to the ground and then make it. What they say make it boring, right? She's gonna make it boring and dominate. That's what I would believe it's gonna go.
So her last 3 fights were a victory over Holly Holm. Then she goes and loses the belt to Nunez, and then she loses by decision to Raquel Pennington. And then obviously earlier this year, she gets the victory in kind of a tune-up fight. I'm not going to say it was the easiest competitor because it kind of was. But she's right back on track.
Yeah, she's right there. And like we said, she gets and even she was admitted this. She's like, I can win, or I can get a decisive win, like a really good win, a finish over Vieira or a 10-8 rounds on her. Then she's in the chance to even jump the line based on her name. I know. So
former champ, obviously that would be huge numbers to get a rematch with Nunez. I'm not saying she'll beat Nunez. I'm not going to be able to say that.
Yeah.
But to say she'll get a title shot, that I think she can do.
Which I almost want her to just get a win here and then fight another time or two, because I do think she could beat Amanda eventually. We don't know how good Amanda is going to be anymore. Eventually every dog has their day, right? Eventually she's going to have to fall. Now, is this Miesha Tate going to be the one that does it? I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see how she looks this time around. If she keeps looking better, you can't count her out. She's a former champ.
That's exactly what it is. Also, I guess I just looked up a little bit of extra news. Henry Cejudo his wife gave birth to their kid. So maybe this will be
Congrats,
the start of
Triple C.
Cejudo getting back.
C4 coming. Let's go. Also, shout out to Henry Cejudo. Great baby name. Baby's name's America. So
I didn't read that part. Is that really?
that's Henry Cejudo's kid's name, America. So gotta love it.
America Maria Cejudo. Oh my God. Well, she won't get bullied because of who her dad is. But
Yeah,
my God.
well, I don't know. She probably will get bullied because of her dad.
Yeah, your internet trolls will definitely bully her.
Yeah.
When she's 18.
So shout out America. Not the country, Cejudo's daughter, in the country as well. But that was good news to throw in there. So healthy baby, healthy wife, that's good.
Is wrestling a winter Olympic sport or a summer Olympic sport?
Wrestling is a summer Olympic sport.
I was gonna say if it's a winter Olympic sport, any US wrestlers, good luck. You might not see Joe Biden there. But that's a different story.
See, December 4th, we do have some big news. Jake, you want to share it?
Yeah, December 4th, we're going to do a live show. It's going to be, we're working on the details, so we don't know which bar it'll be at, but we are going to be posting that to social media. We'll be doing a live show, though, with our reactions, so you can see us cry over lost bets, possibly punch someone at the bar that bullies us. You never know what's going to happen. We're all a bunch of wild cards.
It's a bunch of wild cards. If we're winning money, it might be the most uplifting video you'll see. Like when Israel Adesanya watches Volkanovski win, that'll be us if our bets hit. If they don't, you might see a lot of barstool reactions, where it's just sadness.
Or fighting people. There's a real possibility.
Yeah, we have to show people around us that we know MMA.
Yeah,
by doing MMA.
We might not know who to bet on, but we do know what we're doing.
We know what a jab is. So if someone gets jabbed because Dustin gets knocked out.
And if you're at the bar, don't tell another dude that you don't know really that you'd rather watch him than watch the fights. It's just a little weird. Yeah. We're not saying we're not saying like you have to be straight. We're just saying like don't weird anyone out.
Yeah. There's been times, we're watching fights and the fight's not always the number one attraction. So just don't make the people awkward around you. That's all we're saying. But we're excited. We want everyone that comes out to have a good ass time and bet responsibly with us.
Always. Yeah. Always gamble responsibly. Don't trust us and don't blame us for your winnings or losings. Even though I think we're going to do pretty well this week.
We're excited. Next couple of weeks going to be big. We're going to be documenting a lot leading up to the December 4th card because that's the biggest card to end the year. Huge implications for a lot of the fighters we love and know. And we're excited for that weekend. That's going to be a fun week.
Yep. And then December 11th is the big boy, Las Vegas. December 4th, by the way, that's the Rob Font Jose Aldo fight.
Yep.
So that's always anytime you got Jose Aldo, you're going to have some crazy fans out there. And then you got the Boston boys out there. So it's going to be a fun night. But then big weekend for January 11th or December 11th. That's the UFC 269 pay-per-view. And then
Poirier-Oliveira.
Yep. We don't get Masvidal versus Edwards. Oh, that's another news. Edwards is now confirmed to be the next title shot.
Yeah. I am not going to buy that fight because I don't like Leon Edwards. I think he's so boring. I don't think he's on the same level as Kamaru Usman.
He's going to need a great co-main.
I think Kobe Covington would absolutely destroy Leon Edwards. So I don't really care to see Leon Edwards get his ass kicked against Kamaru Usman.
Now, if they make a co-main with, I'm trying to think of who even is an option. Maybe Stipe and someone will buy it, but I think there's gonna be a lot of backlash and not a lot of pay-per-view buys. Or if they throw like Nick Diaz on the card.
Or Glover.
Yeah, Glover. That'd be another option.
I was wondering about that.
We'll
Glover didn't take any damage. He could fight sooner than we think. So
yeah, I was thinking that too. But I mean, it's just who's gonna fight him? That division's so slow moving right now.
we could also throw Aljamain Sterling on that card. Who knows?
Yeah, if he ever fights again.
Yeah.
Not sure about that though.
I don't know. He might have taken some brain damage from that knee.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm sick of talking about that
definitely.
stupid knee.
Yeah, no. What knee? Just
Yeah.
kidding. The knee,
He
the
doesn't
knee
remember
must have
seeing
hurt.
it, so. But that's everything for us, guys. Sam, why don't you take us out today?
Yeah, I mean, this weekend's going to be exciting. Miesha versus Vieira. And yeah, so if you're interested, listen, or if you're into NFL, listen to our First and Goal podcast with me and Jacob, and hopefully our missing third host, Gars. But yeah, it should be an
He'll join
exciting
one day.
week. Gars, if you're listening to this, we miss you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, should be an exciting weekend, and next couple of next couple of fights and UFC cards should be pretty exciting as well. So
Yeah.
keep it tuned to us, and hopefully we can help you win some money. I'd bet against Jacob, but that's just me.
Uh-oh.
I'm on a heater right now. Maybe not in the NFL, but in the UFC, I'm on a heater. So,
There we go.
all right, guys.
But,
We'll
yeah.
talk to you later. See you
Yep.
next week.
Take it easy,
See ya.
guys.